Hello there, this is DBT, and this Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today I'm going to be doing a multiplayer protest of the card that you see on the screen right now, and that is of course the TRION Nemesis. And I'm gonna make a test of this because, well, it's the card for the new card hunt that just began today. We'll have a look at the card hunt and all of that stuff, but before we jump into any of that, you know what to do. If you enjoy my content, hit the like button on this video, as well as subscribing to the channel because it's literally free and it helps the channel, so go ahead, do it for DBT. But alright, what is the deal with the card hunt? Well, I don't think there's much surprise as to what the card hunt means, seeing that the main card is of course going to be premium, because I already own it, it doesn't show over here, but that should be the TRION Nemesis. As usual, the premium is for about $10 US, obviously depending on your currency, it might be a little bit more, a little bit less, who knows. But yeah, so that is the main card for if you go premium. As usual, I'm not trying to convince anybody to pay money in the game, just telling you what's out there. But if you're interested on the free card, at tier 14 you would be able to get the Edel Design Da Vinci. Now, this is a card for maximum rank of 1321, class D, obviously, and honestly I have no idea how it performs because I have it but never upgraded it, never used it, so who knows. I am personally not too much into this card. I'd rather the other Edel Design, the one in class A, looks way cooler than this, but oh well, it is what it is, and this is a free card, so there you go. But if you're curious about how the premium one performs, well, let's have a look at it. Oh, the TRION Nemesis, an old card, I would dare to say. I don't know exactly when it was added into the game, but it's been there for a while now. Maximum rank of 1860, as you see, obviously I already have it at Pro, and here's the stats, but I think it's more useful if you see them with Tuning Kit. And there you have it. So, what is the deal with this card? It is a bit of a special card. First of all, because ever since I've been playing this game, which is for about 4 years now, this card normally would sell for tokens. Now, of course, I'm talking before all the cards became tokens, but at the same time back then, the tokens were premium only. So in a way, this card was premium for a very long time, at least from the time that I have been playing. And yeah, it's a peculiar card because despite the fact that this is not an ultimate card, it's one of those cards that actually does have a top speed advantage, and that is, if you look at the top speed, what let's consider even with the tuning kit, but even with that, compare this to something like the Pagani Huarabici, whatever, any car of the same rank, you'll notice that this thing goes 443 or 457, while this goes 453 or 467. This is 10 kilometers faster than your average class S car in top speed alone, but that gets what's the word, balanced out by the fact that the Nitro is also 10 kilometers slower than the other cars. Now, normally this doesn't play too much doesn't play a big role, other than if the car is a good drifter, this means that it can drift a little bit faster than other cars. And also if you run out of Nitro and your enemies run out of Nitro, you're gonna go a little bit faster, but for the most part this doesn't play too much of a role. However, it's worth mentioning because that makes this car very unique, since it's not ultimate, and yet it's one of the few cars that does have the top speed advantage when it comes to just those raw numbers. There you go. Now, real quick, I still haven't finished recording the run of the Bulls. I am sad to have to interrupt my Lamborghini multiplayer only, but you see I already made it into Elite, so that was not a problem. But yeah, I gotta test this car because, come on, it's important. It's the car of the day, so let's do it. Well, this was special. For a moment I thought that this bracket was completely empty because it was taking forever to find a match, and then I realized that my internet was being dumb. I'm like, oh, so that's why I wasn't doing it. And then when I get to this race, I still only find 4 people in total. I'm like, oh Jesus, so the bracket is kind of empty. That's weird, very strange. Normally in Class S is where you're gonna find the most amount of players at just about any time, but hey, here we are. So anyway, let's try the TRION Nemesis because, to be completely honest with you, this is a card that I don't have a ton of experience with, and I just try to avoid the card as if we didn't have ghosting. Listen, it's difficult to remember muscle memory when for the past I don't know how many years I have been playing without ghosting being a thing here. So of course I'm used to at the start of the race trying to move away so that I don't collide with anybody. It's fine. But yeah, I don't have a ton of experience with this car. I did pro it some time ago because as I've explained before, thanks to treasure rushes, and especially for the whaling that I did in some of the treasure rushes, I got a ton of direct upgrades, which is a good thing. But precisely because of that, I have been upgrading over time some cars, and I'm like, yeah, someday I'll work on it. And eventually the day arrived, and well, this car is already pro'd out, but like I said, never really gave it much of a chance. I know, first world problems and whatnot, but yeah. So I guess in a way this is gonna work also for myself to realize or to find out how good or bad this car is. Though, as usual, as I always say, I'm not the type of person to be doing measurements and tell you, oh Jesus, talking to you about the milliseconds that it took to get to Tokyo Wall or anything like that. So, you know, my tests, these aren't really reviews. These are just tests, and just see how bad or good I do with it. Okay, I got defeated by a Fenner, but I did defeat a Chiron and a Lavoie Noir. Okay, neither of these 4 cars are particularly amazing, so I don't know what to make of that. So let's see what else we find. Well, if I wanted a strong car, there's a Jesco Absolute in this race, so there you go, my wish has been granted. I'm surprised that when the Jesco Absolute came out, a lot of people, well, you know, a bunch of people, I'm not gonna say a lot because it's not like it was the vast majority or anything, but a lot of people were using that car non-stop. But as time has gone by, I see it less and less. It still shows up from time to time and all of that, but, oh Jesus Christ, I don't know, it would seem to me, maybe, and I hope this is true, that people have been getting tired of driving the same car over and over, which is what I always advocate for, you know? Drive variety. If you have different cars, bring different cars, not just the same car over and over. And again, I understand that that's just because of my own mentality, that I don't mind too much the W's or the L's or anything. I just want to drive my cars because they're my cars and I want to drive them. They're mine. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I haven't seen that many absolutes, so that is absolutely fantastic. I see what I did there. Oh my god, I'm so smart by doing the same pun that everybody has ever done. But yeah, so, oh god. What can I tell you about this car? So far, nothing. Acceleration seems usable. Nitro seems not amazing. Actually, let's see. Yeah, not amazing, but not terrible either. So who knows? I'm really curious to see the drift. So far, the little drifting that I've done feels somewhat alright, but honestly, I have no idea. I guess I should I rename this from protest to just let's find out how good or bad this car is? I have no idea. Alright, got beaten by the 300 plus in the absolute, but I did beat a TRION, Chiron, Centenario, the Araxas Flight 10 and Dracuma, though those last two weren't even boosted, so not that I can make conclusions from that. It's always with these cars that I'm not very familiar with that I'm trying to get to one of those tracks where I'm gonna have a good loopy section to test them out. Say like Sector 8 or maybe Munich, and yet I can never find a race over there because the game is like, nope, thou shall not find out. Ooh, is that a Koenigsegg 1-1? Actually, I did want to talk about the Koenigsegg 1-1 for a second, because I believe that is another one of the few non-ultimate cars that does have that thing of top speed advantage. And when I talk about the top speed advantage, again, I already explained it earlier in this video, but I don't mean that they are exactly the same as ultimate, because a bunch of, Jesus, I'm fine. Some of the ultimates have insane ratio of top speed to nitro. Say like the Jesco, like the Bolide, all of that stuff. So those are different than this. This car, it's no good. What just happened there? I think I didn't skid. It wasn't a skid, but like I lost control of the car for. Oh my! I hate China. The track in here, not the country. You know what I'm saying? I think you get it. But yeah, so the difference, there's a huge difference between the top speed advantage of one of the big ultimates to a car like this. I'm not trying to say that this is comparable, but it's still an anomaly for non-ultimate cars. It's not the other way around though, because there's ultimate cars that don't have top speed advantages, but that's a topic for another video. And this was an absolutely horrendous race. I shouldn't even show you this race. You know what? I'm gonna delete it from this video and pretend that it didn't happen. I'm gonna edit the numbers so that people don't understand. Let's go! Totally my second race, let's do it! Alright, you know that I never get rid of races. I will show you all the races because at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to show over here. How the car performs on the hands of a very mid player like DBT. So it's fine. I love that this map never loads the textures in time, at least for me. But yeah, so... Oh, maybe... Well, this doesn't have straight up loopy section to test the drift, but there's enough little... Oh, good. Enough little turns to try to figure it out. So still, I do hope that we get Munich or Sector 8. Whichever version of Sector 8 works fine for what I want to find out. But yeah, so... Yeah, the whole thing of the top speed advantage, like I said, is not something that I'm gonna say, oh, that's gonna give you a huge edge over someone else or anything. Nah, it's just a funny little thing in the game that, you know, it exists. Not a lot of cars have it. Then when I see it, might as well point it out. But yeah, the Koenigsegg 1-1 is another one of those cars that have also a small speed advantage. So yes, there you go. Information over. We're done. I can finish. Oh, good. Never mind. I didn't want to take the jump. That's why I didn't do it. You see? Totally intended, totally planned. I'm gonna run out of nitro. I'm gonna... Ooh, he didn't pick it up. Let's go. I know that I'm not gonna catch up to him. I just don't want to get passed by the guy that is behind me. So I should be able to keep this. Oh, it's an absolute. Is that an absolute? No. That sounded like a McLaren engine, I think. I don't even know what it was. What was it? What was it? Game, tell me what was it? It was the absolute. Man, the absolute sounded to me for a second like the McLaren. Huh. All right, well, there you go. Defeated by an F01, the Faraday. But I did beat the absolute, Chiron, Racer, Terzo Millennium, Remington Roaster, 1-1, though unboosted those two. And an LV and another TRION. Look at that. Actually, you know what? Before we queue for the next race, let me show you something interesting about this car. Not this, none of it. Colors! Oh yeah, it has color options. I love it for it. So the original color is this orange with the black accent, but then we also have it black with black accent. I mean, no accent really, but hey. We got it on green, we got it on yellow, we got it on dark blue, on red-ish. I don't know what this is. Reddish is slightly orangey, kind of toasty, I don't know. In silvery, more than white, I think. And there's dual tone of some purpley with some weird shade of red. And there's also some liveries. Now, this livery was somewhat special. I don't even remember how I acquired it, but it was like a special livery for, I don't know, something, whatever it was. Honestly, look at this texture. Is it just on my side or... Okay, why don't you tell me in the comments if on your side you also see this texture being so incredibly jagged. But look at this, it looks horrible. But anyway, there's also the liveries that you can purchase. This one looks pretty cool, and actually you can apply different colors for it. That's kind of dope. Though, honestly, it looks good with this or this. The rest looks a little bit too much of a mishmash. Oh well. We also got it with this one, which does look kind of nice. You can still change the color so that you... Oh, no. Actually, this one... okay, this one does look better with that. And then we got this one. Again, change the color for some variety. This livery I actually like a lot. I've been thinking of buying it. I think this looks pretty good. Or this. Yeah, this looks super dope. But 575 tokens, yeah, I haven't decided just yet. And then there's this also... There's also this other livery. So yeah, a bunch of liveries available for the car. And, you know, it's fine. It looks good. No, I don't like it. I think I'm just gonna go with it in white/silver. Just drive it like that because cars in white tend to look kind of nice. All right. Speaking of the car hunt, I know what your question is. DBT, how do I get as good as you at playing this game? No, I'm kidding. DBT, is it worth going premium for this car? The answer is, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. That's why I make these videos, just to show. I don't want to convince anybody, like I said, not to spend money or simply in general, not to convince you like, oh, this is the best car, or this is not the best car or anything. I just show you my experience with the car and some multiplayer races and whatnot. Now, honestly, to be completely real with you, it would have been better if I had played with this car a lot. Oh, Jesus Christ, it pushed me into the wrong side. It would have been much better if I had been playing with this car for, I don't know, like a month and be like, oh, I've been testing it for this long and here's all of my findings and all of my observation. Oh, what was that? Jesus Christ, that was a weird jump. So yeah, I wish I had all that experience to tell you, yeah, no, look, this is this and that and what. But the reality is that, nah, you know, I'm honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you, yeah, I really haven't played with this car, so let's test it out and see what I can do. But at the same time, I do believe that there's a little bit of value in this type of videos, precisely to see what is the adjustment process, especially if you have been watching my content and you, oh, dude, get out of the way, dude. If you've watched my content and you know how I drive, you know how I play and all of this stuff, then you might be able to tell like, oh, look at that, even DBT can do okay with this car, or maybe not, or whatever is the result, right? But it's still a difficult situation where it's mostly guessing, I suppose. All right, 5th place, not amazing results, but hey, Faraday, Jesco, Lycan, Chiron 300 plus, but I did beat a 110, another TRION, Racer Tachyon, Lycan, oh, the Halloween edition, and Koenigsegg 1-1, and Chiron. A couple of unboosted people, that's interesting. Let's go, we got Munich! Finally, all right, we get to test the drift of this thing. But yeah, so in general, the whole thing with should you get a premium car or not, for the most part, I'm gonna say don't go premium in this game unless you really want the car and you're just desperate to get it, or you know that it's not coming back on sale or something. Other than that, I honestly don't think that you particularly need this or any car. Now, I've talked... Hold on. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I have to control it a little bit because otherwise it would drift a bit too sharp. It's not the sharpest drift out there, but it's definitely good. But yeah, so I've talked before about how the cars in general in this game tend to be extremely samey. Which, you know, if you're a player of Gauntlet or TLEs where, ooh, let's go, the smallest differences matter to gain 5 milliseconds or whatever, then yes, maybe it's gonna matter if you go for this car or one that has 0.05 milliseconds faster acceleration than things like that. But if you're a multiplayer player, I guess. If you're a player of multiplayer, first and foremost, then just about any car in Class S, so long as you pro it, should be okay. And that's it. Because multiplayer is just so ridiculously random that, you know, you might bring the bestest car out there and you might still not be able to do a whole lot because, hey, someone pushed you and you cry, whatever. Alright, first place, my bad! Jesco, Reventon, TRION, Halloween Edition, Chiron 200 Plus, 110 Halloween Edition, Terzo Milenio, Chiron, and Centenario. That was a full 12-player lobby and I won. Not because I'm so skilled, but rather because some people crashed, so hey, I still take it. Come to think about it, that exactly proves my point of what I was saying. You don't need to be the best player, you don't need to have the best car. A bunch of times it's just randomness, and the opposite side is completely true as well. Where you may have an amazing car, you may have amazing skills, but then random stuff is gonna happen and you're gonna lose. So you don't need the best car to win, you don't need the worst car to lose. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you are just focusing in multiplayer, this is where you find your fun, like it's my case, because I mostly only play multiplayer. Then just about any car is gonna do, and that's why I said that you, generally speaking, don't really need to buy or go premium. Get whatever you can for free, drive it, enjoy it, and if you do have some higher objective that you want to complete in the game eventually, like for example, for me, my higher objective for all the time that I played this game was to get all the Lambos. Well, now I have all the Lambos, and yeah, I did go pay to win a bunch of times to achieve that and whatnot. But my point is that if you're just focusing on a free-to-play scenario, then you don't really need to go premium. And besides, who knows? This car, I'm pretty sure that you can get through a master key. Those aren't free, so that's something else to consider. But does this car normally sell for tokens? I think so. Like, even after this change with, oh no, mother. And I'm saying that to myself, because that was my race to lose. Holy moly, DBT. This was a guaranteed W and you messed up. Ah, man. See why I said that I play better when I'm not talking? Because I get to focus more on what I'm doing. Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. I really lost my train of thought. Well done, DBT. Ooh, random barrel roll for no good reason. Let's go. Oh, hold up, did I just steal third place? Let's go, Bobby! Hey, in spite of a crash, third place. Maybe that doesn't talk too much about me, maybe that says more about the other players, but I don't wanna, you know, sound like I'm crapping on them, so hey, randomness is random. Alright, so there's a bunch of results over there if you're curious to read out, there you go. So, yeah, I don't think you need to go premium for this thing. It does get me wondering, like, how many car hunts in a row have we gotten that has been Class S for the premium car? Some months ago, I talked about the hyper focus on Class S. If I remember, I'll put the link in the top right about now. If not, oh well. But yeah, I talked about in that video about how there was such crazy focus on Class S cars, and it's a vicious cycle of game love, or rather, people wanting to play with the fastest car because ooh, the fastest equals the bestest. So they only want to play with super fast cars. Game Love proceeds to add more super fast cars or add them in Class S, and people get used to only seeing Class S, so they consider, or they start, maybe not even consciously, but they start absorbing the idea that, hey, the only class that is worth playing is Class S, so that is the only thing I'm gonna go premium for, and because of that, Game Love is like, oh damn, if I put this thing on sale for money, that it's not Class S, people aren't interested, so the only thing I can sell is Class S, and you know, that's why it's a vicious cycle of Class S, Class S, Class S, Class S. So I bring that up because, yeah, this is, I don't know, the 11th, 12th, 15th, who knows, car hunt in a row that has been Class S from what I remember. And if not, maybe in a row, definitely the vast majority have been on Class S lately. So, that's why I say I don't know that this is the best way for GameLove to be trying to get people to buy in the game, because I've talked about before how GameLove definitely needs to make money to keep the game alive. You can tell that the development of the game is slowing down by the fact that they're not adding new cars and all of that stuff. So they need to make more money, but honestly I think they're going the wrong way about it. I think the only things that are worth going for in terms of money nowadays is not the car hunts, but the racing pass. And I think that's why they increased the price of the racing pass on the current one. But then they added a 33% discount, which basically invalidates the increment on price. So I don't know if they noticed that people weren't buying it for the $15. Who knows? It's a mess. It's a big mess, and overall, it seems that Gameloft is struggling a little bit to be able to sell stuff that the player considered worthwhile. But like I said, it's a big problem that Gameloft also created by focusing only on selling Class S cars. But oh well, that's another W for DBT. And if you enjoyed this video, again, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.